Bien malheureux pour toi, mon enfant. Bien malheureux pour toi, mon enfant, de ça qui est dans son mari, le bateau. Votre signalé. Votre signalé. Votre signalé, pas bateau dans la barque qui rentre.
Ololade mi Asake.
Yoga yoga, idea my Adimaya, nobody kill my yoga yoga. Yoga yoga, idea my Adimaya, nobody kill my yoga yoga.
Hello guys, welcome you all once again to Here You Know vlog. And why is it Here You Know? It's cause at the end of this analysis, you're definitely guaranteed to know the song more than you used to know it. So let's get into this song. But before we do, I want to say a very big welcome to every new viewer who just found themselves on my channel today. I want to plead with you guys to actually check on the subscription button if you've clicked on it. If you haven't, please subscribe by clicking on the subscription button and the notification button next to it, so you always get a notification whenever I drop a new content. And for those who've been here for a very long time without subscribing, how can you possibly support a brother? The only thing you can do for me is just subscribing and smashing the like button whenever you like a content I publish. And let's be on this journey together, the journey to 1,000 subscribers. Thanks. So getting back to the music, we're dissecting a song by Asake. He called this one Yoga. And fasten your seatbelt because I have few things to say about this song and some other songs in general. First of all, to understand the song, you have to know the background story. And what's the background story? But wait, before we get to the background story, the primary question here should be, why is the title of the song Yoga? It's yoga an African thing, so why yoga? Don't worry, because on Here You Know vlog, we're definitely gonna dissect everything to your understanding. Yoga actually means a therapy that has to do with the flexibility of the body, meditating with in-depth thinking and reflection. So is this to say that Asake is actually telling us that he discovered a new loving therapy in the form of yoga? No, cut that slack off. I said this on my channel before, that music is not very distanced from movie. The difference is music have a very short attention span. Probably the duration is about 3 to 4 minutes, while movies goes into the hours. So dissecting this particular song Yoga here, you have to invite metaphor, irony, and every other figure of speech on your analysis table to express this song. It kind of gets to my intellectual side when I see people think a song means what they see on the video. You don't literally translate songs. A good example will be a song by Omale called So. I have so many people saying on my comment on my Twitter, oh, So has to do with Omale selling his soul to the devil in return for fame, and he's probably bowing down to beg for forgiveness to this water spirit. And it got me thinking, truly you might have a goddess called So, but do you think these artists, they are fool to bring about their spiritual life to the public? Do you think if Omale sold his soul, he would sing about it for you guys to buy and for him to make money off it? No, that's dumb. You should understand that these musicians are just a representation of many more people working behind them. You have the creative directors, you have the strategic media personnel, you have the A&R, which is the artist representatives, you have the P&R, you have the cinematography director, who at a point writes how this video is gonna be. Omale's work or Ashake's work is to get into the studio to sing. After that, the label takes it from there. They tell him the location of the video shoot. He wouldn't even know the location. On some cases, he wouldn't even know the costume he's gonna be wearing. They still have a costume manager, someone who invites the costume personnel to blend whatever they're going to be putting on for the video. Then you have the DOP, director of photograph. All these people sit back and write a visual story for the video that's going to make it seem very controversial. So some of you guys will definitely talk about the song in a controversial way, because that actually helped the sale of a record. Omale is making his money out of a song you think he's actually agonizing. Doesn't that sound so dumb? So So the Omale Soso song is open for you to express it how you want. He's not there to give you a happy ending in the song. No, it might not even mean anything in his own life. It's entertainment. So let's take our brain out of thinking these musicians are actually trying to portray their real lifestyle to the world. No, they're not doing that. They have so many people behind them for them to be speaking for themselves alone. So I'm only saying this because I read someone saying on Twitter that this song is very spiritual in the sense that Asake has sold his soul to the devil, and all this is a lie. Why am I saying all this? Yoga represents an exercise, a therapy for the body and soul, but Asake is not actually connoting that on this song. So bringing the background story into this song, Asake is trying to tell people, just as yoga has to do with silence, quietness, do not disturb mode, paying more attention on his internal being instead of what is around his environment. He is away with his yoga vibe, yoga aura, yoga mood or mode. He has activated it. That means he's not putting an ear or attention to whatever the industry people, critics have to say about him. He's going to do himself and what pleases him because he's got one life to live. The choruses and the verse will tell you more. But on the background story, he actually activated this mode after an occurrence in London. He was built to perform in London, but that show ended up in a bad way where so many were injured and few people were pronounced dead. May their soul rest in perfect peace. But to draw this narrative to Asake, he wasn't the one who chose the venue for the show. Like I explained to you, music has to do with so many people. Asake wasn't the one who sold the ticket. Asake was just built to come there, perform for some hours and leave. Asake doesn't know the security men, nor how the security in the venue is gonna be. Asake releasing this song months after what happened in London shows that after his remorse and condolence message to the family who that tragedy befell, he probably went through difficult time and betrayal from people he actually trusted. Going deep, Asake used this song to actually tell the public that his gift is of God, trying to say he's going diabolical or he's being spiritually a sell-off to the devil for fame. He contradicted that in this song where he said that his talent was from God. And in a way, this song means that after all he's gone through, if you don't hear him grant interviews and only do his song, you shouldn't think he's arrogant. His yoga mode is the only way he can guard himself from the haters and those who are envy of what he has got or achieved. Now you've known the background story, let's get into the song. The song started or opened up with a Senegalese soulful sound and chants. Yusuf Ndu, who is a Senegalese and one of Africa's musical legends, did the same thing on Burna Boy's song entitled Level Up on the Twice as Tall album. If you've not listened to that song, go listen to that song. Senegalese have prided themselves in making sounds that gives this African opera kind of feeling. As that intro went into the song, Asake started with the chorus that said, "Yoga, yoga, I dey on my way, I dey mania, make nobody kill my yoga, yoga." Like I've explained the context he meant with yoga. Mr. Asake is being silent to the outside world, critics or what have you. So same thing he's trying to say here, that he's far away with his yoga status. And he actually shot the video of this song in Senegal. So visually, you can see Senegalese culture and tradition imbibed into these visuals, just to make it very colorful. A very beautiful video. If you've not seen it, I recommend you to go check it out. He went on to say, "I de mania mania," which actually means he's drinking and drinking. Maya maya means alcoholic drinks. So this might mean he is celebrating by himself for his achievements. He's not opening the door for anyone, because having the door open make people celebrate with him, but also critique him or envy him when he's going through some difficult time. So the chorus was very simple. It just basically explains that he's on his yoga mode, and as he has zoned himself out from the envy ones, backbiters, he's somewhere where he's having to celebrate himself by himself. That wraps up the chorus. The verse 1 came in where he continued emphasizing on these enemies. And the verse 1 said, "Enemies, I get them too much. It's better to get them surplus." This is very explanatory. He's trying to say he's got so many enemies, but it's also good to have those people around who doubt you, who envy you, so you can always have them as one of the motivation you need to prove them wrong all the time by winning and achieving more laurels. The next line went on to say, who go dey for you no go take off. And this means when you're going through difficulties, anyone who's going to have your back is not going to run away when these difficulties is overblown. So this is to tell you he's referring to his hard time, his difficult time, when probably that London concert issue happened, because this is the first song he released after that issue, if I'm not mistaken. To the next line that say Oju tie legon, and this is Yoruba language spoken by the majority who hails from the southwest of Nigeria. And what he said there translates as God, the supreme being, has actually put to shame everyone who wants to see him fall. Those who don't want to see him succeed, God has actually put them to shame. The next line, which is still a Yoruba word, says Modukbe. It means he thanked God that he succeeded. This is to affirm that he has gone through those difficulties and he came out being successful and victorious. And the next line went on to say, Omo Olore, mo gbaye, mo keko. This translates metaphorically as being a promising child from birth didn't give him a smooth passage to fame. So he lived his life. He had a lot to learn. And it's through these lessons, tribulations, and victory that shaped him to who he is, notwithstanding that he is a gracious child from birth. The next line said, Orilabi eteti egbeko. This also translates metaphorically as the way they gave birth to him to be a gracious, promising child that has a bright future. That's how he gives birth to music that has got depth, has got good meaning, has got good vibe, has got good energy, and he's urging you to listen so you can take something good out of his music. The next line said Ilulabi, which actually means we give birth to sound. So now he's not talking about the lyrical content. He's now referring to the core base of sound. Asake is a good dancer and his dance has got its style. In fact, Asake redefined the industry with his kind of sound. So this is what he's trying to tell you here also. Magic Kosoro. This means it's not magic, it's not fetish, it's not diabolical, that he comes up with this unique sounds that actually rave different societies, different continents. Then the next line says, what can fa, what can fa? And this is English mixed with Pidgin and Yoruba. And in translation, he's saying, give me a good reason, give me a good cause why I shouldn't be on my yoga mode. Give me a good reason why I shouldn't keep my distance. As the next line went on to say, keep distance if you won't come whine me. Whine me is a Pidgin word, but it's of the street. It's a slang in Pidgin. That means playing someone, taking people for fool, or taking someone for a fool. So it can also mean you teasing someone. But here, Asake is trying to use it as those who come into people's life just to use them, people of interest. So he's trying to tell those people, keep away from Mr. Asake. As the next line went on to say, Malofa, Malofa, which translates as two things. This line is complex, so whichever way you take it still means something. Don't get yourself intoxicated with marijuana or any kind of smoke to think you're gonna whine him. And Malofa still translates as don't go far. So he might be telling this people who always come in the life of celebrities just for their interest that they won't go far, or they shouldn't go far with trying to invade his yoga mode, all in the name of the pretense that they love him. I still balance, I still gallant. Balance here is metaphorically also driven. It means that he stands strong and no wind of temptation, no wind of difficulty can push him down, because he's destined to be where he is today. I still gallant is an English word. It means he is gallant. The next line, Alobarika, means blessings upon him and probably upon people who wish him well. As the next line went on to say, Barami Mecca, which metaphorically translates as he's in touch with Mecca. Understand the Mecca is the holy ground for all Islam faithfuls out there. Probably Asake is Muslim. The next line went on to say, Para pass para. This is a Pidgin slang. It's from the street. And para means anger. So he's trying to say the hunger in him to make it is on a high level. It's got anger in it. It's got zealousness in it. So his level of hunger to be more successful is quite higher than probably his rivals or colleague. As the next line makes it more clear when he said, Alashake ti badola, which means the hustle and level of hunger he has had has made him work to the extent where he now earns in dollar, which is a foreign currency that has got a very high exchange rate in Nigeria, where Mr. Asake hails from. So after this, the chorus came in, serenaded the ambient till it faded off, and that made it a wrap for the song. So I want to say thank you to everyone who made it to the end of this video. Please, I'm on my journey to my first 1,000 subscribers. Please help, hit that subscribe button, please, I'm begging. And if you do so, I pray may the alubarik and favor of God be upon you. Remember to smash the like button if you actually like this analysis, and the notification bell there, endeavor to click on it if you haven't, so you always get a notification whenever we drop good content like this. That being said, please love yourself the best way you can. That way you will learn to genuinely love the world. Thanks, and see you on the next video. Ciao.
Alubarika, para mi meca, para paz, para la jaqueta sin pagoda.